tag teams are kind of history now. Even though there are quite a few tag teams that entertain you these days, the history of tag teams was way bigger back in the 90s and early 2000s. They used to be the heart of the show. Even though less popular, the WWE Tag Team title is still one of the most prestigious belts to hold for any wrestler. And today, we're gonna be looking at the most epic tag teams in the history of WWE who absolutely rocked the fans. So, without any further ado, let's get rolling. Number 10, The Rockers. Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty formed one of the most loved tag teams of all time. They looked adorable together, given their babyface status, and were adored by everyone. It was at the beginning of the 90s when these two formed the Rockers. Both the wrestlers were rookies and just starting up their business in the industry. However, the Rockers' gimmick elevated both their statuses as performers. Their biggest achievement would be beating the Hart Foundation. Unfortunately, that match was not called official since the top rope was broken. Even though Marty remains a forgotten star, Michaels lives on in the heart of WWE fans as a pure legend. Number 9, the British Bulldogs. The British Bulldogs were one of the revolutionary tag teams. Before coming into the limelight during their time in WWF, they had a considerable amount of success in other promos such as NJPW, NWA, and Stampede Wrestling. It was when WWF bought Stampede that the British Bulldogs were finally a recognizable team. They were always in a heated feud with the Hart Foundation, which elevated both tag teams' performance and popularity. This would produce one of the most iconic tag matches in the 1980s. They would have multiple title runs and be one of the most dominant tag teams in the 80s and 90s. It was in 1998 when the British Bulldogs left WWE due to a backstage controversy. Number 8, New Age Outlaws. Both Billy Gunn and Jesse James were having a rather disappointing run in their career, mainly just jobbing for others. However, one single decision would change their lives, and it was when WWF merged these two into a tag team. They would be the second incarnation of one of the best stables in the industry, D-Generation X. They would quickly become one of the most famous tag teams of the Attitude Era. Not only were they successful in the ring by winning the tag team titles a whopping 6 times, but their merchandise was quite popular. How popular? Well, at that time, they were the 3rd highest merchandise sellers behind The Rock and, of course, Stone Cold Steve Austin. The New Age Outlaws were renowned for being cheeky trick masters, as they would win most of their games by cheating, using various weapons and cheap tricks. Regardless, their gimmick claimed the fans pretty well, as they managed to stay at the top for quite a long time. Number 7, the Hart Foundation. If there was a tag team more dominant than the British Bulldogs in the 1980s, it was the Hart Foundation. They were the perfect tag team who destroyed anything that got in their way. The Hart Foundation only lost a few matches in their long run because they simply were quite invincible. Jimmy Hart and Danny Davies would also be part of the stable, but leave soon due to internal errors. Soon, Jimmy would try using various tag teams to stop the supremacy of the Hart Foundation, but ultimately failing. In SummerSlam 1990, the Hart Foundation would win their last ever title, beating Demolition, and in 1991, Bret and Jim Neidhart would part ways and focus mainly on singles. End of a brilliant journey. Number 6, D-Generation X. A bunch of bad boys causing trouble both in-ring and backstage, absolutely not maintaining any of the rules and crushing anyone who tried to stop them, even the Authority. Which team could ever do it? Well, as you may have guessed already, it's none other than D-Generation X. Initially starting as a stable, the team would soon be an official tag team. Not only would this gang have the most intense and thrilling battles, but they would go on to make Vince McMahon's life a living hell. Their gimmick was instantly loved by fans. I mean, Who wouldn't love a bunch of gangsters having fun in the ring? D-Generation X is one of the main reasons, other than The Rock, Austin, and The Undertaker, behind Attitude Era's huge success. Number 5. The Hardy Boys. One of the most entertaining and crazy tag teams the world has ever seen, the Hardy Boys. Apart from having a banger of a theme song, their high-flying moves and risky stunts made them iconic. Initially, when they joined WWE, both Jeff and Matt were mid-card wrestlers jobbing for others. However, in 1991, it would all change, as the Hardy Boys made clear that they were here to stay with their death-defying stunts and the most hardcore tag team matches ever. Number 4. The Brothers of Destruction. The Undertaker is regarded as one of the best wrestlers of all time, and Kane being on the top guys that made the Attitude and Ruthless Aggression era so great. Even though they were not seen in many matches, it's safe to say that the Brothers of Destruction were still very influential. Their dark gimmick seemed extremely cool to the fans, and since they both already had a fan base, this team was only made for success. Number 3. The New Day. It's a new day, yes it is! Who doesn't vibe to this amazing theme song that the New Day has? They're probably the only tag team on the list who are still active. After starting off with a heel turn, the New Day gained unimaginable success as their gimmick was a total banger to the fans. They've made some great achievements together, one being the fact that they had a title run than a year, to be precise 483 days. Their promos are just too funny and entertaining. If you're ever sad, just go watch a New Day promo. They would definitely lift up your mood. Number 2. Edge and Christian. Up next on our list, we have one of the most decorated and memorable tag teams of all time, Edge and Christian. Both these superstars were successful, not just as a tag team, but as single superstars as well. Both Edge and Christian are recognized as legends in WWE, and to be honest, it's a shame that they're working in 2 different promotions right now. Nevertheless, in their glory days, they were absolutely dominant, and their best friends gimmick was one of the most adored ones the WWE has ever seen. Good luck to the legends as they still continue to amaze us with their abilities even today. If you've made it this far and have enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to be entered into our monthly shout-out giveaway. Once you do it, comment "I subbed" down below. Without further ado, let's get to the most exciting moment. Number 1. Dudley Boys. Dudley Boys is the most decorated tag team title in the history of professional wrestling, and the competition ain't even close. The team of Devon Dudley and Bubba Ray Dudley was truly legendary. For your information, many fans believed that they were actual brothers. Well, trust me, it just seemed like it, considering the amount of chemistry these two had. Along the way, many came and left the Dudley Boys stable, the most notable being Spike Dudley. Their success is not just limited to WWE, as they have been glorious everywhere they've been. ECW, All Japan Wrestling, TNA, WCW, NWA, they have won titles everywhere. They have captured the hearts of fans not only with their mic skills, but their amazing in-ring abilities. Dudley Boys remains the most epic WWE tag team of all time. Be sure to check out wrestlers who shockingly beat Hulk Hogan, and I'll see you guys in the next video.